asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support. And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Harsh realities of the world today. This is how far we have become removed from traditional ideas of relationships. Children are experiencing it being common to be a single mother. It'd be common to have a child's father that does not want to support the children financially. This is where our children are living in their everyday lives, and their expectations are not as high as what they used to be. This is what we have contributed to, because these are the generations that come after us. Now, I'm approaching 36 and I was born in 87, and I believe that somewhere around, 5 years in either direction is the last of the generations that were taught somewhat old school. But much after that, everything changed. We're teaching our children that a man is a bag. That's not a person. We're teaching our children that you don't need a man. You just need government assistance and child support. We are teaching our children that a united man and woman is not healthier, more productive, and more efficient within a family compared to the alternative. And our children are growing up with these outcomes as goals. They don't see them as something causing a deficit and causing trauma and hurt and not building children that can be productive members of society. They're viewing this as a goal lifestyle, a hashtag goals lifestyle. We have to correct this. This is ridiculous. And I've said this before on my platform, but seeing it played like this really had it just grab a hold of my heart and say, look at how much the world is changing. Our children are looking forward to their brokenness. What can we do seriously to change that and implement that with consistency so we can establish new goals and expectations within the minds of our children? See, being a boss chick is wonderful until the world is composed of all boss chicks that don't need a man. Then we stop replicating ourselves, we stop reproducing, and therefore our numbers as far as occupying spaces eventually dies down. Our population essentially will be rendered obsolete if women take on this moniker of putting goals and money before family and children. And if men do much of the same, we won't have legacy anymore. It won't be something that we can carry honor in. The sad thing is, if we have turned our own society into something that is so materialistic, and all the value is being placed in things that are inanimate instead of building memories that you can hold on to and teaching lessons that are applicable to life in years or 4 years to come. Those things are no longer a priority. Now our children are shooting to be drivers of cars with fancy rims and rocking the best chains. And the women want the biggest butts and the most voluptuous breasts. And as long as everybody can put a little bling on it and bedazzle it, this is goals. And Once upon a time, having a successful marriage was an achievement. Once upon a time, sending your kids to college or them becoming a business owner or announcing that your children are getting married and having children was an accomplishment. And it isn't anymore. Unfortunately, we are changing our society and it's not for the better. And if you currently already have a child, understand they're in the midst of growing up, in the midst of all this chaos. And what you're depositing in them, what you're demonstrating to them is going to weigh heavily in their values and their morals and be reflected in the partners that they choose. And even if it's a priority that their relationships last for the long haul, people are, well, children are now perceiving relationships as things that don't last instead of things that should be expected to show forever. We have to rebuild the narrative, otherwise everything is going to be rendered obsolete.